Friends Are Everywhere podcast, where me and my co-host have a frank and light-hearted discussion with some of the people who've become our friends during our travels over the years. Hopefully this will provide an honest and sometimes enlightening insight into our lives as well as theirs, as we all just try to negotiate new and interesting cultures. And even if these insights aren't always forthcoming, we might be able to provide a humorous perspective to lives outside of our home countries. Stay with us and let's see. Start recording.
It's got to be something Latin, isn't it?
No. It's not. I thought I was definitely going to be something Latin, but you know what? You know what I thought these will bring back more memories. These days. Remember these days, you know. Remember when we went to the Kiddie Carnival?
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
I'm really like being
being grinded by a few ladies We've been sandwiched by a few ladies.
Yeah, you were getting sandwiched by loads of niggas. Remember, you got lost. Eli got lost. So Eli just disappeared. He went Tuesday morning. When did he disappear?
Hello? Can you see me now?
I can see you.
Tuesday morning is definitely one of the best parts of the carnival.
He's on the beers. I've been like almost like man raped by about, you know.
Eli, but we went to Juve morning and Eli just disappeared, just went missing. Remember, because we were drinking so much in the morning, Eli just went missing. I remember your hand went dead as well, Eli.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I lost the feeling in my hand. I think it was just like an accumulation of just going partying too hard.
All right, let's start this again. We have Raymond Tony, someone who's sitting in the chair, and we have our esteemed guest, Eli Verth. That's what we call him, the Verth.
Yeah.
Tell us a little something about yourself, Eli.
Well, I'm from London, like yourself, I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher basically my whole career. I've only lived in England for the last 20 years. I've only lived there for about a year and a half in total. So I've been sort of globetrotting a little bit, to say the least. And so I've been teaching. I first started in Colombia. That's where I kind of fell in love with teaching. And then I was there for in total 6 years. And then after that, I moved back to England. And I went to Japan, and then I've taught there for nearly 3 years. Then moved back to Europe to Spain. And then did a couple of years there. Then I moved up to Poland for a year. And then couldn't stay there for long because why would I? What's the point of that? It's a bit like, should I stay or should I go? In the clash. But and then I ended up Poland, and then went to Venezuela, and that's where I bumped into my good friend Kenny, who I'm talking to after the first time for a few years now. And I was there for nearly a year, not quite. And then I moved back to Colombia. That's where that's where I was wanting to go, because I wanted to get back there, and because I enjoyed it so much, and I missed my time there. So I moved over. I kind of wish I'd stuck out in Venezuela a bit longer, because they were good times. I had really good memories of those days. And I was in Colombia for the last for another 9 years after that.
9 years. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been. I guess 10 years. Wow. Basically, it was 9 years since I left Venezuela. Wow. So going back a while. And then I kind of well, I didn't get my contract renewed, and in the school I was working at in Bogota, where I decided to sort of move on, and then I was kind of like I mean my relationship I was in was kind of not exactly ideal for a change. But,
What's changed?
well, I know exactly what's changed. You know, I would have it die hard, you know. I wasn't. I had a job lined up in Bogota, but then so I mean, basically, I was there was an opportunity in Texas, and it was like I belonged to this website called teachersteachers.com, and then they basically they normally like sort of send me emails saying like there's an opportunity here, opportunity there, and like, you know, why don't you just do you want to if you want to have a look at it, click on the link and have a look. But this one was different. Like a girl contacted me and said we want to interview you. So like that was in the last summer, and I interviewed for this. Basically I got the job in got accepted in Texas, but I was lined up for elementary school, and basically I had to get a certification to do that, but then I didn't have it, so and I had to sort of wait for the following year. So the other option I had was teaching in a high school. So I basically got this job in a public high school. So it wasn't the easiest move in the world, I must admit. I mean, I'm coming to the end of that year now, but you know, I couldn't like sort of stay do it any longer because it was just too crazy. I mean, I was dealing with like it's like teaching in the ghetto a little bit, you know. I mean, if you've seen the film Dangerous Minds, or
for those of you that are younger than me, you may not know about the film Dangerous Minds. It trades on the trope of the white teacher going into the inner city schools and changing their life through some form of rap, poetry. Unfortunately, life is not like that, and lives just can't be changed that easily.
Are you Michelle Pfeiffer? Are you
Michelle Pfeiffer? Yeah.
He's like turned into Michelle Pfeiffer. Did you? What is it?
Yeah.
Did you rap?
Not quite.
Did you rap? You didn't rap though, did you? You didn't rap.
I maybe tried to rap a couple of times, you know, in the class, like, you know, with kids, you know, like that. But didn't. I think they just looked at me and thought, like, mate, you know, leave that to us. You know, it's not really your thing, is it? But yeah, I mean, I tried to, you know, connect with the kids, but I was up against it. But I was talking about the job, yeah, because I mean, it was just a real tough one because I joined it like sort of 6 weeks late. So these kids were like had substitute teachers for like about 6 weeks, and they could basically sort of like just do whatever they wanted for that time. So when I turned up, it was like, you know, suddenly I was trying to, you know, instill like some kind of like, you know, sort of classroom routines and classroom management and all that, and I just came up against it. You know, it was like coming up against a brick wall a bit. So that's how I, you know, obviously I kind of started doing that, and you know, I don't think the support really was ideal either, and the problem is, you know, these kids are kind of like, I mean, God, we talk about like not really helping me. I mean, my classroom had no windows.
What? A windowless classroom?
Where are you, in a dungeon or something?
What the hell is going on?
It was crazy, like
a windowless classroom.
I mean, it was like basically a cave. I mean, I had like, I mean, talk about, you know.
So let's continue the story. So you had a windowless classroom.
A dungeon.
Yeah, I
A
know.
dungeon.
So, yeah.
Yeah, dungeon.
And basically, I mean, I remember like Venezuela, obviously, modern day education, you expect to have at least like a whiteboard with markers. But I was using blackboards.
What?
Yeah, I still have blackboards in place. It was like literally going back to like 1980s. I mean, the last time back in my first job in Colombia, which was like 20 years ago. So basically, I was up against it, and I think they kind of almost trying to like set me up to fail. And I think I had a lot of things against me because I'm not from here. I'm English. My accent's different. I was dealing with it was just a tough one. It was basically predominantly African American, half African American, half Hispanic, and about like 1% white. So I was a serious minority.
I like that. So were the teachers? Were the teachers just what? Were there lots of white teachers? Was it like were there lots of black teachers, Hispanic teachers? Because just throwing you in there from the UK, that's gotta be kind of nuts.
Yeah, it was a bit nuts. I mean, there was a mixture. It was probably more like African American teachers than than white probably, but there were still quite a few white teachers there.
From the States, though.
Yeah, from the US. Yeah. I mean, there's like I was the only. I mean, put it this way, I'm the only in the whole district of this area, like this town and this kind of local area. I'm the only Brit. I'm the first English teacher ever to.
That must be fun.
Yeah, I know. A little bit. Felt a bit on my own there, slightly. I mean, it's like everyone was. I mean, the good thing was, and I had my direct boss. He's from the Caribbean. He's from Grenada.
Yeah.
Joel. So he's been a good mate, he's been and he's obviously not from around here either. So we kind of connected, and he kind of I suppose we kind of understood where each other was coming from, and he kind of understood what I was having to deal with, and then I kind of understood what he was having to deal with as well, because he's from outside as well. So that helped having somebody else who's not from around here a little bit, but it's been tough, and I don't know how much I really got supported. I remember I went out with the team of teachers. It was some crazy New Yorker girl, nuts, reminded me of my mum a little bit. It's like drink wine like it's going out of fashion, and everything's all over the shop. But and then there was just Hispanic teachers, but they were kind of I kept comparing myself to them, and I couldn't do that because they'd been there for a few years, and they had connections with the students, and their class seemed to be going kind of a lot easier than mine. And I feel like I kept beating myself up, thinking, why am I having such difficulty with these kids? But then I mean, what annoyed me a little bit was you've got these Hispanic teachers, and basically their classes were Hispanic groups.
I love that. I love it. This is the best thing ever. This is great. They're so the Hispanic teachers get Hispanics, and the white guy, let's give them all the black kids. He can deal with that.
Actually, so how many, you say it's an inner city school, how many white kids were there? Just to see what they could have given you.
1%.
I'll give you an idea. I had 140 students, yeah. Out of those 140, I had about three. What?
You just sat down with them, Eli.
Yeah.
Should have just sat down and had a conversation and said, but,
Yeah, I know, yeah.
but would you even, but the thing is, it's a completely different culture. You've just been thrust into it as well.
It's thrown at the deep end, big time, yeah.
And did they understood this? Do they understand that the fact that someone's coming from a completely different place and to relate to like children is difficult enough, but to relate to children from a completely different culture, upbringing, you just don't understand where they're coming from half the time. You can't watch Dangerous Minds and think you can go in there and
yeah, no.
Put on a do-rag.
And put a do-rag.
Put on your do-rag, go inside there, throw a few moves onto the classroom floor, see what happens, innit?
Yeah, I know. I mean, exactly. I tried to sort of like mix it up. I tried to, connect with them a little bit. Doing, looking at different kinds of music, and I sometimes I used to sort of play some of the music they wanted to listen to, but obviously I had to be careful because all the songs that they want to listen to had like F you after every like
and the N word.
Something, yeah, exactly, yeah. The M word and
Molly Percocet,
the sort of genitalia, the E word, and all that.
Everything you want to play at a family function.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was real, family friendly. Stuff they play in the supermarket in the background.
So Eli, so you've done it for a year. Are you going to continue doing this job, or are you just leaving?
Yeah, no, I'm leaving. I've resigned because I couldn't like doing that any longer because it was just like it was just a real it was a real unpleasant experience. I was like stressed out. Yeah, I was trying to I kept trying to mix it up all the about what could I do to make the classes better or more enjoyable, and but I'm dealing with these kids who don't even want to learn Spanish. I mean, I was teaching Spanish, by the way, which again, actually, that was the first time I taught Spanish, which again is another bit of a spanner in the works. So that wasn't exactly easy, and then these kids, although they said it was an elective, so they actually chose that subject. It wasn't compulsory, but the majority of the students did it because they thought it was an easy grade. Okay. So I bilingual. I had that's the other thing. I had Hispanic students and black students, and so I had Hispanics who were bilingual. So and I was teaching. I suppose it was kind of like a intermediate kind of supposedly teaching an intermediate level of Spanish, but I had all the levels you could possibly imagine of Spanish. So I had complete fluent student native speakers, and I had beginners as well, same group. So it's so one kid can barely say hola, and the other one you could talk about the coronavirus with,
He's the one that's going to probably say to you, "Oh yes, sir, you said that one wrong." That's not how you say that word. It's not how you say that word.
Yeah, I got that a few times. They said, "Oh yeah, hold on a minute, we don't say like that." That's right. That's right.
That sounds so messy. That sounds so messy.
Yeah, it was real. I mean, there were so many things against me, and it was a real tough, tough year. So right now I'm looking other options.
So you said that you've resigned. So what does the future hold for you then?
Well, I'm not too sure at the moment. I kind of I I put my eggs in different baskets, which has probably not helped my cause, because I've been thinking about which way I look, so I've looked at jobs here. So I'm waiting to hear back from a couple of jobs here in Texas. But also look back over as well, going back to England, to Europe, like UK or Spain or France, but France I haven't really seen anything going there. Or back to Colombia. So I've also kind of consider that option as well. But I probably should just focus all my energies in one place.
Yeah.
I think if you start looking for jobs in 3 parts of the world, it's chances of obviously you're putting less effort in that one place at a time.
So what's Texas like though? What is it like? Because I have my opinion. I have my probably skewed idea of what Texas is like. I've been to the States twice.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's I'd say Texas is a really interesting place. I mean, I think Texas is completely different from anywhere else in the US. The people are friendly. They're hospitable. In terms of making close friends, I haven't really managed that. With the locals, I've kind of made more connections with the Latin people, which I suppose is fair enough because I spend a lot of time in Latin countries.
Yeah.
But they're very proud. I think a lot of Texans think Texas is the best. We got the best beef. We've got the best best food, best the best
women.
car. Yeah. What's that again?
Women. So you're searching for the best.
Well, I must admit they're not blessed with beauty over here. I must admit. I mean.
Oh my
Look at
word.
this. Ding ding. Ding.
I mean,
That's a zinger.
yeah. Well, I mean, there are. I mean, you can see I went to this place. There's a place called Cowboys. A bit young, probably a bit young for me. Sort of probably old enough to be their fathers, but there are quite a few nice-looking girls down there. But once they hit 30, I think it's kind of there's a bit kind of a few spare tires knocking around.
Could we say that they've hit the wall?
Could we equally say they've climbed the mountain and they're coming down the other side?
No, but you didn't get the wall. You didn't get the wall reference, Ray. You didn't get it. You didn't get the wall. They've hit the wall, like the Trump wall, Texas. The wall.
That's a good. I wasn't the only one that didn't get it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I suppose. I mean, I had to get that being in Trump territory.
Oh yeah, definitely there.
Yeah. But I was going to say. But yeah, I mean, I must admit, you could say there's a little bit of a. They're not too careful of their diets, put it that way.
Okay.
Over here, there's a lot of people. If you're kind of you're at the you're lining up to order some tacos, and you can't see the board because there's a person in front of you, and it's just they're so big they're covering the whole board. Could you move 2 meters that way, please, mate? So I can actually order some food, please.
Is that really true though, or sometimes it's like a stereotype? They're all big in the US. Is that really true? Are they really quite?
Yeah, a lot of them are pretty big. Yeah, I wouldn't say everybody is, but yeah, it's a common thing to see. If you go down a supermarket, you're guaranteed to see quite a few obese or overweight, and then there's some people you think like, I know there's like being overweight, then there's like taking the piss. So it's like pretty heavy. It's like, I mean, the things over here. Another thing that really shocked me, because wherever I've been in the world is like, normally there's a place where you can walk, to supermarket or to wherever. But here, like, you go out and there's not even a pavement.
Driving, isn't it?
Wow.
One drives it all the time. I mean, and I realised early on I had to get a car. Pretty soon. I was cycling around. I was cycling because Kenny, you won't know, but I got into cycling a few years back.
No, I remember because your dad was big on cycling as well. So you're doing it in France as well.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah. You probably saw on Facebook. I've got photos up. I've been doing a lot of cycling. In Europe and in Colombia, I was doing a lot of long distance cycling over there as well. And I brought my bike over, and then so the first couple of weeks I was cycling everywhere, like I'm looking for cars and I doing my errands and then whatever, like picking up some bits and pieces, and people was looking at me like, who's this crazy guy cycling? I've never that, or I think a lot of them probably thought like, what is that machine he's using there? I've never seen one of my life. It's like, even I went to the lawn. I went to the lawn, the dry cleaners. Like first time I met this woman, and she was saying, "Do you cycle by it?" And I didn't go on my bike. She said, "Do you cycle by any chance?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think I saw you like last week."
You're the one cyclist.
They know you. They just know you. They just know you. They just see it goes like that. This one cyclist, and he's an English guy as well. That's how they're gonna know you. They don't. They think all English people are crazy cyclists now because of you.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I've just sort of like stereotype straight away. I apologise to all English people. Now they're labelled as cyclists. So then if an Englishman comes over and says, they say, "Oh yeah, so do you cycle? Do you?" No, like you lazy bastard.
There was one of you that was living over here, and he was cycling everywhere. What's up with that? So you've been there for a year. You may stay longer, possibly.
Yeah, I'm on the lookout at the moment. I mean, I've basically got till the 1st of August to find a job on my visa at the moment.
Okay.
If I don't get a job in that time, they'll reimburse my money, and I can move on. I'm in a bit of a limbo at the moment. I'm at a crossroads again. I've got like I do want to finally settle down. I mean, I know you were saying on your questions there, like
It's an interesting thing what you're doing, Eli, and it's a very, very destructive period as well, I have to say.
Yeah, with this whole virus, small little detail, with pandemic over the world. I don't know how easy it's going to be to get employment. I guess people aren't going to be moving elsewhere at the drop of a hat. Now people are probably going to be staying put. So
that's the thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. I mean, I'm hoping there's an opportunity for this Montessori school in the local area, which looks kind of interesting. They haven't got back to me yet, so I'm hoping that'll bear fruit. But I suppose if the worst comes to the worst, I'll probably head back to the UK. I was thinking of just starting up an online classes. Set up a website and just start doing some online. I've got three languages. I can teach French as well. So that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be sort of looking at as well to set up. and that'll be kind of a backdrop, I suppose. But it's and I've even thought about maybe changing, like, because I've been in education for a long time, but maybe think about doing something else, getting to use my language a bit more, like do a sort of translation course, or it might be a good move for me to sort of take a break, make a bit of a change.
Yeah, I think. Look, you just got to set a path for yourself, Eli. You know this, but it is a tough period to start moving, like changing jobs, just changing countries in general. It's going to be pretty difficult. Like Ray was thinking about the same thing of moving out of China, but it's tough, isn't it? It's just tough getting positions outside.
The travel thing at the moment is just a bed of hornets. A lot of countries have got their borders closed, so yeah, it's not really, it's not easy to find something else where you might find a position and find that you can't get to that place that you need to get to. So, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know you could. Yeah, probably might be a good idea to sort of stay put where you are.
Yeah, even if it's for one more year.
Because they may not be letting you in. Some of these countries may not even let you in. It's that kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. I know. I mean, I'm probably in terms of my past female exploits, there's probably a few countries I won't be able to get back in anyway.
Eli. So let's think about this. So, are you destined to travel forever? Is this you, or are you gonna put down roots? It just may actually be you, Eli. It may be there are people who are just destined to forever wander the earth, man.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I mean, I've considered that possibility, but I do. In really, I would like to sort of like find some roots somewhere, and so actually like to stop moving, because at one point I'll end up getting a bit tired, of keep moving around. So I mean, I suppose something I'd love to do would be like if I could find a place like in the countryside somewhere, in France or something like that. Obviously close, hopefully.
Oh, that's all right. There's Epping Forest. There's Epping Forest. Got Epping Forest, mate. You got.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Well, that's not quite what I was.
Wimbledon Common. You got Wimbledon Common. That can help you out. You can help me out with that. No.
Yeah, Wimbledon Common. Yeah, not quite as rural as I'd hoped. Probably surrounded by a load of ponces.
But you think they're going to France? Would France be the solution? Your dad lived over there, though, didn't he? So I guess you know him well.
My dad lived over there, and I spent there a long time. A lot of time going over there to visit him, and I do like the French culture. It's something I'm familiar with it, and I've I mean it's I've integrated well into that culture when I've been over there. And my stepmother's still there, and she's in Paris, but she's probably going to move eventually down to the south when she retires. So I mean that could be a good option. But again, I've got to find a job that would allow me to do that. I always found teaching jobs more difficult in France. I don't know why. It always seems to be kind of like a place where it's kind of like many teaching jobs, for foreign teachers, is like Spain or other places.
British Council in France.
Yeah,
I could also offer up something and say, well, it could be the fact that you're English. So they're just like,
you just don't want him.
Nah, we don't want you. We don't want you.
Yeah.
We do not like these arrogant English people.
Yeah, I know. I'm over and they just they think just expect everyone to speak English, and they order fried egg and chips wherever they go.
And they come over it, and they cannot even pronounce our words correctly.
And he speaks French. You speak fluent French. You're good. Yeah, he's fine. But nevertheless, though, Eli, what's wrong with Latin America? You spent most of your life there, and that's it. You're out. You're out of Latin America. You're not interested.
I'm still considering. I'm still considering Latin America. I mean, Colombia, I do miss it a lot. So I was thinking of. I've been looking at opportunities over there as well. Back in Colombia, but
when you're over there.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah. Mi casa es tu casa.
Claro, of course. But here's the thing, Eli. Here's the thing. That's what I'm saying. There are some people. I feel it in myself sometimes that I may not be satisfied by just staying in one location. I've been having this talk with myself. Yeah, part of me says, why don't you just find a spot, settle down? But then you go somewhere, and then you kind of get restless again, and then you want to move on. You think maybe there's somewhere else?
I know. I mean, I do think maybe I've had a bit of a problem with that. And my last girlfriend, she's always giving me a hard time about that. And I think her big fear was me moving on again, and that's basically what I did.
You did exactly what she. I
think she forced him into it.
She did.
She forced me into it.
She forced him into it. She kept nagging him, and he just went, you know what, love? You keep nagging me. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, if you keep going on about this, then I'm gonna move on.
You fulfill the prophecy.
Yeah, well, I know exactly. Yeah, I mean, with that, it was, you're right. I mean, I think, Colombia, I'd like to go back there because I've had a great time. I think that's where I probably most feel comfortable in terms of the culture and the way I am.
Would you go back to Bogota?
Well, I'd be that keen on Bogota, to be honest. I mean, I kind of, the thing in Bogota, I've probably got the best teaching jobs around will be there. But obviously I do like the coast as well, because I spent some good time there, and time in Venezuela as well. It was a similar kind of atmosphere.
You love the Caribbean coast. You love it. Didn't you even? Yeah. So here's the thing, Eli. You were in Bogota. Didn't you move to the Caribbean coast when you were in Bogota as well? You did a little stint.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went to Barranquilla for a year, which was great. I mean, it was a good job and everything. And now I do regret giving that up because it's all a female. Because she had. Well, she'll sort of say, "Yeah, no, it's your responsibility because you decided to go back to Bogota." But she had kids, and it was difficult for her to move up to the coast. But I didn't really do it justice. I only did a year there, and probably should have stuck it out a bit longer.
But
so
Eli,
I had a great.
Here's the thing.
Seen on Facebook.
I know, I saw it. You loved it.
I mean, yeah, no, I loved that place. It was I had a sea view, I lived 5 minutes from school. I used to go cycling on the weekend, basically along the coast to a nice beach down the road. It was an all right. I mean, the job was tough, I must admit. I mean, I had my work cut out with that because, I was, working all hours, but Barranquilla's a great place to live as well. I mean, it's great atmosphere, some really good places to go dancing. Salsa is quite popular there, which as you know, I quite enjoy that.
Why not?
Well, Absolutely, you know, a bit of sabor.
Bit of Verth sabor.
Sabor. Come on, let's shake a bit of booty there. Vamos a tirar unos pasos.
Eso. But yeah, so Eli, I don't know, mate. I'm keeping this. Here's the conflict I've always had with you. I don't know. You seem to want it, but you don't want it. You know, you want it, but you don't want it, really.
Kenny's always the amateur psychologist here. You know that, right?
I'm doing it. Yeah,
he likes to. So watch out, Eli, because what he's actually doing is he's got a notepad in front of him, and he's writing down these little things. And you think you're having a conversation, a friendly conversation. He's just taking down these notes, and then he's going to read it back to you and say, "Mate, this."
We lived with each other. He knows. We lived with each other 4 months a year.
Well, Kenny knows me better than a lot of people do, because obviously we live with each other for over 10 months, so you know how the Verth mind works a little bit.
The Verth mind is a complex thing. I'm telling you, mate, it's a labyrinth in there. It wants certain things, but then it will just do whatever it wants. Then it will just do these other things. So yeah, so I don't know, Eli. I understand.
I need to be a bit more. I think decision making has never been my greatest forte.
Don't let him get in your head. Don't let him get in your head.
It's not me.
He loves to get in your head. Don't let him get in your head.
It's not me.
I've had to evict him on numerous occasions from trying to get into my head. Don't let him get in your head.
He knows.
I just decided to join the Zoom meeting, to like. I feel like I'm taking.
Hi, my name's Eli, and my problem is you've got this good.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and lie on the sofa.
Don't lie on the sofa. Come on.
Go and lie on the sofa because isn't that what psychology?
Yeah, proper shrink. This dude over here.
Look. It's only because I see myself reflected in Eli as well. So it's like a mirror image on occasions. But I think I've just come to accept it a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, you and me are pretty. We're kind of like two pieces of the same pod, I think, a little bit.
But I've accepted it. I think I've accepted my fate, Eli.
Never, it's never a good thing.
Yeah. But I think I've accepted it.
Yeah, I mean, I need to accept it a bit more as well. I mean, I think I've just got like, I think I've kind of like, been a bit too indecisive. I've got to just decide on a move and just like and go with it, rather than like sort of keep because at the moment I'm sort of like, so I'll go back to the UK, but stay in Texas. It's like it's not exactly like. It's not. It's like get a job in Manchester, London, or Epping Forest, as you said. As a ranger in the forest or something. It's all right. I'm only dealing with like a small area of the world. Just Europe, USA, or Latin America.
Yeah, only those regions. But what's the coronavirus thing like over there?
It's under control at the moment. I mean, I know there are a lot of cases, a lot of deaths every day, but you're obviously dealing with a country which is like 270 million people. But we're dealing with some real like backward people. I mean, it's a joke in it. The American dream. The American dream got money.
They've got all the technology and none of the smarts to use it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And all they care about is making money, like rather than like your own personal health, or your personal well-being. Like making money is more important. So obviously they've opened up they've relaxed everything now. I mean, around here everything's open for business again. I go way too soon, because obviously, like other countries have done it when, like, they've actually got the things under control, and then we'll start opening up, like, businesses and shops and things like that. But here they're like, I mean, it hasn't been much of a change because even when there was a lockdown, I mean, the Americans are just like, I mean, they're pretty like ignorant most of the time. And people go out with no mask. People come up to you with no care in the world. Come close up to you to ask you a question, or to answer you. I mean, I was in the supermarket a couple of weeks back, and the clerk at the self-service cashier, she sort of came up to me and said, "Can I have your ID, please?" And I said, "Could you keep your distance there?" Social distancing. Do you know what that means? I mean, the joke is, in I work one hours in Walmart supermarket here, they got these little stickers at the cashier. So the idea is that you stand 6 feet apart. There's nowhere else in the whole supermarket you've got those stickers anywhere, and no one respects that social distancing anywhere else. So they might respect it when you get to the cashier, but if you're going to get the virus, you're going to have got it already anyway. Yeah. Because some idiot is going to come past you. When you're down some aisle, picking something up. So, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. You're picking something up. So, but they all respect the social distancing once they've got all their shopping.
But you moved, but you're going to love it, Eli. You've got another year possibly in Texas.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm starting to I've got to evaluate that a little bit more, and because people are nice there, but just I think they all live in a bit of a bubble. No one really understands. I mean, there've been people who've I went down to the first time I went out for quite a long time was last weekend to buy something from a place or from a shop or whatever. I went to the ice cream party and I had my mask on. And I think I thought I was a freaking superhero. This mask I got. It's quite amusing. I've lost it now.
You don't need it anymore. Everything's opened up, Masks aren't required anymore.
Yeah, everything's opened up. So why do we need a mask when no one else is using one? So what's the point, man? Let's just feel the virus love. I mean, basically, I was down there with a mask on, but no one else had any mask on anywhere. And they're just sort of going up, passing you, close by. And I know that there've been some people I've known have sort of met up with people, and with not really worried about whether someone's going to catch something or not, but I'm trying to be extra careful. But I think people look at me think I'm a bit weird, well, I don't know what are you worried about, why are you worried about social distancing? It's only a virus that has killed thousands of people.
Yeah, it's a strange thing. The world has changed, but certain places probably just aren't even accepting the change. But generally, the travel has really been restricted all over the planet, despite their actions, despite what they believe. Travel has basically been suspended. We're locked in China at this moment in time. I don't think
not even just locked in China.
We're locked in cities.
You're locked in a city, so if you're in a particular city, the chances are that's where you are.
My name for a movie, that is Locked in China.
You've got to fight your way out. You've got to fight your way out. It's like Escape from New York.
Yeah. Snake Pilskin.
So bringing it to close, Eli. So the future is it's either you're going to change your career, stay in teaching, stay in Texas, go to Colombia, go to south of France, maybe go back to the UK, Start an online business.
I haven't made my mind up about something.
No, not at all. So these are, it seems really clear. You sound like Boris Johnson. You sound like Boris when he was giving this.
All right, mate. You should run for Parliament, mate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
PM.
I think the profile.
Yeah, you heard Boris Johnson's. Where is it? His big speech.
Yeah, I think. What was that one? He said he kept talking about the R's and the R's are up and the R's have got to go down. I didn't understand what that meant.
No one knew what he was speaking about. It was the biggest pile
It was a ramble. It was the biggest ramble in the world
you've seen in a long time. And no one knew what he was saying. He was basically saying, "Oh yeah. So stay home, but if you have to go to work, go to work."
He said, stay home, but go to work. All right. If you're going to work, if you need to get to work, don't use public transport, but go to work. Okay. Use a bicycle if you need to use a bicycle. Go to work. Try to keep a distance from everyone when you're on the public transport, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? And he just confused the hell out of everyone. The whole population of England just went like that. What are you talking about?
You have to see it. You have to see it to believe it. It is classic. I was looking at it thinking, this is brilliant. This is... Ooh.
Well, yeah. And it's like, keep your social distancing on public transport before you get to work where you're going to be sitting close to somebody anyway.
Yeah. It was great. It's great messaging. It's the type of messaging that you really need. Like that clear, defined type of message was. That's what the PM's there for. So that's your next job, Eli.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. So career.
Congratulations, you've got the job.
Oh yeah, Prime Minister. You know.
The Verth.
The right honourable Verth wishes to speak right now.
The right honourable Verth, or what is it? Become the PM.
I think you should all like.
Right. What can we do? All right, Eli. We're
gonna. Mate, you have to. I don't know because it's been great chatting to you.
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock here. It's almost one. It's almost one, mate.
Yeah.
Flipping hell.
And good to meet you, Ray.
Listen, mate, it's great meeting you. Hopefully, we get a chance to meet up face to face at some point. And
we can have a proper beer.
Proper chinwag. Get this guy from drinking like his soda water and get him to drink something a little bit harder.
The macho boys getting together. Go on. Go.
Don't worry about us. We're walking around with half a liver, but we're still walking around.
Yeah. Macho. Yeah, macho-y. as your liver shrivels up. Like macho boys. Look at you with your soda water. Your healthy soda water. Look at us. Like, locking arms, hugging each other in a macho way.
Probably with our beer in our hands, saying like, what are you doing? Man up, mate. You know.
Yeah, he looks like a man. He just looks like a man.
Well, you know.
I always remember we used to go past that. Do you remember we used to go walking up the
Avila? In Avila.
Top of that fucking frozen yogurt place.
Froyo. I can't remember the name.
Jorgen Fruz or something like that.
Jorgen Fruz. Yes.
Yeah, this is what we're dealing with here. You know, supposedly, looks like a man, but you always like,
hey man.
Always frozen yogurt on the way down the mountain.
Eli, I've got to hold it together. A man who's traveling around like me, not settling down. I've got to try and keep it together. Got to try and keep it together for the ladies, mate. That's all I'm saying.
Mate, I'm keeping it together.
Yeah, you definitely are. Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. So thanks, Eli. It's been great. Great.
Mate, listen, Once again, Eli, it's been great chatting with you. I truly would love to meet up with you at some point. Ken, once again, mate, it's always fun.
Of course.
All right, and hopefully in the next few weeks, months or so, I'll be up near that part of China.
Great. Eli?
So,
yeah, great. Yeah. Thanks for including me in your podcast. I really appreciate it. And it's really good, good chatting to you and sharing with a few crazy stories.
Of course.
So hopefully we can meet up soon. Like be it in China or London or Colombia. No. It'll probably be like Beirut or something.
Yeah, probably.
I'm going to hold Eli to that. My preference is Tajikistan. Let's make it happen. Thanks for everybody tuning in this week. Please subscribe to Podbean and also our YouTube channel as well. See you next week. Have a good one.